The Baby Tree by Sophie Blackall. After I wake up, and after I get out of bed, after I wake up Dad, and wake up Mom, and wake up Dad again, and after I get dressed and feed Brian. Ooh, who is Brian? There's Brian. We have breakfast. After breakfast, Mom and Dad tell me they're going to tell me some news, and then they tell me the news. A new baby is coming. I have 100 questions in my head, but the only one that comes out is, are there any more Cocoa Pops? And because Mom and Dad are all happy about the baby coming, they let me have a second helping of Cocoa Pops, and I make sure it's a big one. Then I think of what I really want to know, which is, where are we going to get the baby? But now Dad's running late, and Mom's running really late, and Olive is at the door to walk me to school. I like Olive because she is a teenager and she knows lots of stuff, and she doesn't make me hold her hand unless I want to, but I usually want to. So I tell her about the baby, and I ask her if she knows where babies come from. And she says, sure, you plant a seed and it grows into a baby tree. And then we're at my classroom. It's a busy morning, so I don't think much about the baby tree. Look at all those things going on. Look at that. I try to paint the baby tree, but it doesn't look right. See, look at the baby tree there. So I ask Mrs. McClure if she knows where babies come from. From the hospital, she says. And then she says, boys and girls, it's time to wash our brushes. There's the babies at the hospital. I know for a fact that you only go to the hospital when you break your leg or when you have to have something taken out. Grandpa had stones inside him, and he had them taken out, and he keeps them in a jar to show me. I'll ask Grandpa where babies come from. He'll know. It's a while before we go to see Grandpa, and before I can ask him anything, we have to go on the roof to visit the pigeons. When we've let out the polite ones and are watching them fly around and around in the sky, I ask, Grandpa, where do babies come from? And Grandpa tells me, a stork brings your baby in the night and leaves it in a bundle on your doorstep. I check the doorstep every morning before breakfast, but there are no babies, only the mail. Roberto, the mailman, thinks babies come from eggs, but he doesn't know where to get the eggs. I am very confused. After dinner and after my bath, and after my bedtime story, and after my second bedtime story, I tell Mom and Dad I have a question to ask them. And I ask them, where do babies come from? From inside their mom, says Mom. They start off really tiny, says Dad. Almost too small to see, says Mom. They begin with a seed from their dad, which gets planted in an egg inside their mom. The baby grows in there for 9 months until it runs out of room and it's ready to be born. Sometimes at home, but usually in the hospital. So, Olive was right about the seed, and Roberto was right about the egg. Mrs. McClure was right about the hospital. But Grandpa, I'm going to have to tell Grandpa where babies really come from. And then there's more.